Good morning. Well, it's another glorious day outside and another day I'm staffing the shop. I don't know how I'm going to make this any different from yesterday, but let's see, because I might have some filming genius to make it feel different. Who knows? Who knows? If you've got any questions, I know you can't answer on this video, but if you ever have any questions for me, how about you ask them in the comments, or go to my Patreon and ask them there, or message me on Instagram, and I will use these sessions to, when it's quiet and there's no customers in, to answer any questions you've got, you know, as long as they're not way too personal. So questions about illustration, about my journey into it, where I'm at, things that I've found, tips and tricks, I don't know, what I'd like for my birthday. You go for it, you ask me. I'm going to have a cuppa, do an Instagram post, because I do the Instagram for Sheffield Makers, and see where the day takes us. So I need to do a reorder of some art materials. I didn't realise how small some of my pencils had got. Normally I like to have like a new one in stock before it gets to this size, just so if I find that I really love that colour, I can, you know, carry on and not get stuck if I'm in the middle of an illustration. But I haven't. I mean, money, isn't it? Everyone's a bit skinned. I have not really got the money at the moment to be buying new art supplies, not until I get paid, but I'm waiting on a couple of invoices, so hopefully this week I should be able to order some new materials, which would be nice. Talking about materials, this was not a planned segue, but you might have noticed in my video description that I've got an affiliate link to Jackson's. It's not something I want to bang on about a lot, but I use a few different shops. So I use an online shop called Cult Pens, I use Hobbycraft every now and then, and I use Jackson's. I've been using Jackson's for a real long time now, and they've made real big headway in their plastic-free packaging and like their environmental stuff. So if you don't know, I run a small business called Embers and Ink, and it's a plastic-free business, and I am as plastic-free as I can be in my personal life, where we aren't plastic free, we reuse the plastic. So sometimes, for example, we'll buy like reduced food that isn't plastic free, but there's obviously the problem of the massive food waste mountain in the UK and around the world. So I mean, you've got to balance it with stuff, but I try and stay as plastic free as possible. And so yeah, that's why I use Jackson's. But then I found out that Jackson's has an affiliate link, and my affiliate link will get you 10% off your first order with Jackson's art, and every order that you purchase, even if you don't need the 10% off your first order, if you've used Jackson's before, if you order, so when you've got an order coming up, if you order through my link, which are in all of my videos and in my Instagram bio, if you use my link, I'll get like, I think it's 5% back that I can use in Jackson's to buy new art products. I think I can actually cash in the money as well, but I can use it in Jackson's as well to buy new art products. So obviously no obligation at all, but if you've never used Jackson's before, I'd highly recommend it. It's one of the cheapest places for the polychromos that I've found. Obviously you do have a postage charge. If you're under a certain amount, the postage charge is, if you're buying under a certain value, the postage charge is bigger than if you're buying a bulk of stuff. So if you're just buying one pencil, it might be cheaper to go down to Hobbycraft, but if you want to buy a few pencils, you might just get like £1 postage, and it's still way cheaper than Hobbycraft. So the polychromos, I don't know what price they are at the moment, but they're usually about £1 cheaper in Jackson's than anywhere I've found physically and on other websites. So that's where I'm going to be going probably to get my my polychromos pencils. Polychromos are my absolute favourite pencils. You can tell I love them so much. They are really robust. They don't really break that much. I know I break a lot of nibs, but they don't break too much, and they feel as the colour feels real dense. Maybe not quite as dense as some of the expensive pencils like the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils and the light fast kind of pencils, but for an affordable pencil you get a lot of colour put down, and like I say, they're affordable. They got a lot of really nice colours, and including my favourite, which is dark indigo. So these are Faber-Castell. So they're called Faber-Castell Polychromos. Faber-Castell also do all of their colours in watercolour. So the Albrecht Dürer, I think that's the name of the pencil rather than anything else, but the Albrecht Dürer that's a dark indigo in the watercolour, water-soluble pencil. And you can use these as pencils, but gives you the option. So if you're doing like when I was doing the 3 materials drawing challenge, I got 2 materials out of 1 material because I just added water to it and it became a watercolour as well. So good for that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you've never used Jackson's before and are interested in trying it out, you get 10% off your first order when you use my link. If you have already used Jackson's before but you've got a big order coming up, I mean, it costs you nothing to click my link and you'll be helping me out a little bit as well, helping me with my art supplies that I'm getting through at a rate of knots. Obviously no obligation, but it's there if you want to. All the links are in the video description. So I think I'm gonna put you there and find something on the internet to draw in my sketchbook. I might not film the actual sketch because there are people outside waiting to come in, and they're having a look at the cards outside, and it's just a bit awkward if I'm filming, so I'm gonna go now. It's quietened off a little bit now, so it's 3 o'clock, 2 more hours. I've put a little call out on Instagram for questions. If anyone's got any questions they want me to answer in the vlogs, or things I want to say, if you want to say anything and I can read it out, let me know. So I've put that on Instagram. I haven't had any questions yet. I don't expect any questions because I don't know, pose any questions in me, I suppose. But I mean, you might want to know things like someone once asked about my sketchbooks, like where I get my sketchbooks from, the kind of sketchbooks I prefer, favourite materials, things that I don't like using, stuff like that. If you're an illustrator or a drawer, you might want to know that, and I just want to let you know that, I'm open to answering those questions. But it's pretty quiet at the moment. So when it's quiet and I get a chance to draw, this is the only little slither of kind of life that I get to draw from life. I mean, I could always draw the shop, but it's not moving. And I really like practicing drawing people. Practicing drawing things that I'm not necessarily good at. And moving subjects, that is one of those things. But I've managed to catch a toddler today. Toddlers are tricky. Their proportions are all different to adults. So they seem to have really kind of long bodies, and you can't do their limbs too long, otherwise they look too grown up, like this one. This looks like a weirdly shaped 10-year-old, and it isn't. This is about right, but again, could probably be a bit shorter. But that's my tip if you're struggling drawing things. It sounds really obvious, but just get comfortable in the messy drawings. So get comfortable in this kind of messy drawing. I mean, look, what the heck is that? Because if you never get past those messy drawings, you're never ever going to learn how to draw the thing that you're uncomfortable with. I mean, I never used to be comfortable drawing people. I mean, adults I'm a bit better at drawing. This is my first pancake drawing today, and this is Edgar again. I drew from a picture, but I never used to be good at them at all. Not when they're moving. Like, I can... let me turn you around. So this is the thing. I spent such a long time in my illustration journey, shall we say, thinking that I had to draw super realistically to be able to prove that I can draw, and that really ruined me. So I can draw realistically. I've done landscapes, I've done people. If I can find any in my really old sketchbooks, I'll try and pop some up here, but if nothing pops up, then don't worry about it. I probably couldn't find those sketchbooks, but I can do realistic things, like more realistic things, and for a long time, like when people saw those, they go, wow, they're amazing, and I thought, right, this is it, this is what I need to do to be classed as a good artist. And actually, I want to be better at drawing quickly. I want to be better at drawing scribbly and with a bit of life in it, a bit of movement, a bit more illustrative, a bit more kind of like children's book type illustrations. But it's just something... Sorry, I'm being attacked by a blue ball. The downsides of being in the Winter Gardens. You know, with something with a bit more illustrative style. That's how I wanted to draw naturally. But since the age of like... I've said this to my patrons before, like the age of like, what was it? Like junior school, so maybe 9. I remember my teacher at the time saying, you scribble too much when you're drawing. You need to draw neater. Draw it so you can't see the overlaps in the pencil and the scribble lines. But, I mean, where is the fun in that? This is full of scribbles. I love it. And, I mean, look at that one. Rebellious or what? But scribbling is where it's at for me. And I think for a long time, I rebelled against doing messy drawings and going through that transition phase of like ugly drawings, really ugly sketches, because I thought if anyone sees my sketchbook, they'll think I am not an artist. They'll think I won't have talent. They'll think I can't draw. Now I don't care, really don't care, and that's come from timing my sketches, drawing every day, or most days, maybe not every day, but like most days I'll draw, and drawing more than just one thing. I heard someone say recently on Instagram, I think they did one of the courses online, like a Domestica course or something like that, I can't remember, but the one thing they took away from one of their courses was, if you can't draw something, draw it lots of times. And they did some, I can't remember who it was. If I can find them on Instagram, I'll link them, because the tigers that they drew were beautiful. And they drew like 100 tigers, all different styles, just quick draw tigers. And by the time they got to the end of the 100 tigers, it was amazing. Like the life in those tigers, they didn't have to draw a tiger 100% realistically. I mean, you don't need to anyway, because we've got photographs for that. But they captured the essence of a tiger, and it looked really fun, really quirky, really creative, and it was just amazing. So yeah, that's my tip. I need to do more of that. Feet. I need to practice drawing feet. That's the thing for me. Maybe I'll just do like 100 feet. Yes. Anyway, I'm going to go and tidy the shop just in case we get a sudden flurry. Okay, so excitement. Someone has asked me a question on my Instagram sticker question box thing that I put up before. So I thought I'd answer it now so it's ready for tomorrow. So the question is, how did you get started selling prints in shops similar to the Sheffield Makers, where we are today? So I started a long time ago when I was still a teaching assistant. So I'd got a bunch of like charcoal landscapes, some of the more realistic landscapes that I did that I was talking about previously. So a different style to what I'm selling now. But I decided I really liked what I was doing at the time and I wanted to sell some things. So I got myself, at the time it was an Etsy shop. I don't use Etsy and I wouldn't recommend using Etsy. Personal preferences, I don't think they're very kind of small business friendly, even though they kind of say that they are. But at the time they were more small business friendly. So I had an Etsy shop and popped a few things on there with limited success. Also got a Folksy shop. Folksy is a UK version of Etsy and feels a lot more small business friendly. So that's a good option for you if you are thinking about selling things online. And when I sent some emails to the Sheffield Maker Shop and heard nothing back. I sent emails asking about stocking in the shop and I heard nothing back for ages. Then I decided I wanted to make a goal of being a self-employed artist a reality, because I'd started to sign up to in-person markets and events, which is something I would recommend doing if you are wanting to, if you've got things that you can sell but you're having trouble selling them online. In-person events are really good because you get to chat to people get to see who made this thing, and I did anyway, made a lot more sales by selling at in-person markets. So I started to do in-person markets and thought, I could do this full time if I had some dedicated time through the day to make more stuff, to market myself more, rather than like working like an 8 till 3 job. Bear with me, people, sorry about that, there were customers. So what was I saying? So yeah, basically I was working as a teaching assistant. I'd got a kind of online marketplace presence, not my own website yet. I started selling at markets and things were quiet online, but I thought, if I wasn't working a 9 till 5 job or an 8 till 3 job, I could maybe put more effort into like marketing myself, which would help my website. I could do more markets, etc, etc. So I sent some emails out to the Sheffield Maker Shop and others. Didn't hear anything, but then I thought, well, I'm going to bite the bullet anyway. I'm going to hand in my resignation. That was after a couple of years of trying to do it while I was working, and it came just at the right time because I handed my notice in, and I can't even remember how long it was. It felt like the next day, but it probably wasn't. I got a message back from the Sheffield Maker saying, hey, we love your stuff, we've got some space opened up in the shop, are you available to sell? So I'm like, heckin' yes. I was lucky because I had stock that I'd already got stock printed to sell in my online shop. Like I say, my online presence was slow because I hadn't put a lot of effort into marketing it, but I'd already got the stock ready, and because I had the stock ready, I could say, yes, I am available, I will take this space please, if that's okay. So it's basically, it came at it was the right place at the right time. If I hadn't had all that stock, I would have still said, yes please, I would really like to stock in your shop, and I would have just had to spend some money ordering prints and cards and things. It would have been a bit more of a rush, so it was kind of a bit ideal that I had the stock already. And since then I've changed my illustration style and stuff, and I'm really lucky that the Sheffield Maker Shop just kind of let you go with that. They let you kind of update your stock as and when you need to. But yeah, to get stocked in indie kind of maker shops and things, just send them emails, and the more kind of idea they have of the stock that you do, even if you don't have physical stock, if you've got an online presence where you have, even if it's just Instagram, maybe you've got some cards and things, maybe you've made your art into some cards, or you might sell earrings or whatever, you've got some products that you could show people, all the better. So it might be worth just taking the plunge and ordering a small amount of stock, like a couple of cards, couple of prints. It might seem very expensive when you first start out, but it might seem expensive when you first start out, because when you're ordering stock, you tend to get discounts. The more that you order, the cheaper your unit costs. So if you're ordering like one print, for example, from the printer, it might be £10, but if you ordered 10 of them, they might be £2 each, for example. So it's a matter of getting the stock that you could afford and being in the right place at the right time, and just keep at it. Just keep messaging people, say every few months or whatever. Try new shops, engage with their Instagram, become one of those names that when they get a notification on their Instagram, they're like, oh yeah, I know that person. So yeah, just stick at it. Get yourself a bit of stock. If you can get an online presence like a Folksy shop or an Etsy shop, like I say, I'd prefer Folksy at the moment, but that's personal choice through personal experience that I've had with them. And yeah, just keep at it. Just message people on Instagram, message people, find their email addresses, just keep applying. A lot of shops, even if they don't have space to stock any new stockists now, they might have a list of people to go to if someone goes out of business or someone decides they don't want to stock here anymore. So yeah, just keep at it and keep trying. Thanks for the question. I'm really glad that someone did ask something. Makes the video a bit longer for you.